In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 politically incorrect ways that you can get her attracted to you. Let's get into it. Hi, my name is Nicola Dawes and I help men master their sexual energy so they can become powerhouses both in and outside the bedroom. Go to the description below, register for my upcoming webinar, Sex Mastery 101, as well as get started on your sexual alchemy journey by taking the free ejaculation control guide. Now, in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 tips to make her attracted to you. Now, before I share the 5 tips, I'm going to talk a little bit about understanding unconscious attraction. Where a lot of guys make a mistake when it comes to making themselves attractive is they think about it too much on the mental level. They think about being a nice guy, oh, I'm going to have enough money, or I'm going to be a smart guy, I'm going to drive the right car. And while all those things can help, there are some raw, unconscious triggers that make you attractive. And when you understand how to use these subtly, then you become attractive to the people around you. So let's get into it. Tip number 5, express passion for a cause, even anger. Now, when I say anger, I'm not talking about flipping off the handle. A controlled anger is better than just I'm not talking about throwing things across the room. But when you show passion for a cause or an anger, it actually shares a subtleness about you. And what it shares is that you are not afraid to show emotion. You are not afraid to put yourself out there. You're not afraid to get involved with something. At an unconscious level, women find that attractive. A man who's about something, about a cause, has an emotion or passion about something. A lot of guys are simply apathetic. Everybody's feeling lethargic, apathetic. Nobody cares about anything. So if you pick up a cause, and you can't front, you can't just make up a cause and say, okay, today I'm going to show I'm passionate about something. You have to genuinely believe in what it is. So find something that you're passionate about, not something she's passionate about, something you're passionate about, and it gets you going. And that way, when you're in conversation and that subject comes up and you show your passion, it's going to send those subtle signals that he is dominant, and that is attractive. Number 4, compliment her appearance, but sometimes at the most inappropriate times. Now, when I'm saying inappropriate, not necessarily at the funeral when she's crying. What I mean is you may be off subject. So she may be talking about work or her career or what's going on with her family. And you have to do this, appropriately. But essentially, if you interrupt and say, you know what? I just really think you look beautiful today, or I love the way you did your hair, or the way that you smell, and you compliment her in a way that is almost inappropriate, unexpected. This, she may be thrown off by it too, oh, that's a little inappropriate, but unconsciously, she may feel an attraction towards you. And this is, again, where you have to understand the difference between the conscious and unconscious mind. The conscious mind is where most people live, and it's full of stories and repetition and confusion. And it's full of, and why I call these tips inappropriate is because we live right now in a politically correct world. And a lot of guys are having a hard time figuring out how to be a man, how to be a sexual man, when everybody's so concerned about political correctness. But the reality is that on an unconscious level, this can become attractive because you're actually giving her a pattern interrupt. You're throwing her off her own game, which is a subtle way of showing that you're dominant. So compliment her, but pick it at times where she doesn't expect it. Number 3, talk about guy stuff. Sports, politics, things that she generally might not be interested in, again, at a conscious level, or might not even have any knowledge about. So a good one is sports, if you know a lot about sports. I'm not a sports guy, so I definitely don't go down this road. She'll probably school me, right? So the point is this, and what again it shows is that at an unconscious level, it's kind of showing your manliness. Sports or these type of things are generally dominated by men and masculine energy. There's kind of a fighting or competitive spirit to it. And so when you talk about guy stuff, even though she may not know anything about it, she may be at a conscious level going, oh, he's going to talk about sports. Now, you don't want to overdo it and overkill it. This is, again, generally when you're getting to know a girl and you want her to be attracted to you. it's cool to show your passion or talk about stuff that's really guy stuff, really brings out your masculine tonality. And that way, at an unconscious level, at a subtle level, you're showing your masculine energy, maybe your competitiveness, and this again makes you attractive. Number 2, teaser. Make fun of her a little bit. But again, this has to be done in a subtle way, not in a way where she feels horrible about herself after or insecure about herself. That's not what you want. But it's jokingly fun, having a little fun, like flirtatious teasing. This again subtly shows the dominant energy of you, that you're not afraid to push her away. You're not physically, you're not afraid to push her away and tease her a little bit and kind of make fun of her and poke jabs at her. This, if done correctly, gets her laughing, it gets you guys connecting, and again, it subtly shows that you are in charge of yourself. You're not afraid to put yourself out there. You're not afraid to toe the line or even cross the line subtly and get in trouble. And a lot of times this is very attractive on the unconscious level. And number 1, bring the conversation to sex. Now, when I say this, I mean, oftentimes, again, she may think, oh, geez, this is like, oh, I didn't expect us to talk about this or go there. And you have to be very secure in yourself when you're talking about sex. As she may put off a front of like, okay, yeah, I'm going to try to stay cool and calm. But deep down, she may be being aroused by the situation because now you've got her talking about sex. Again, you don't want to overdo it, and you don't want to be on a first date and have the whole conversation dominate about sex. But when you're dating or you're on a first date, if you can bring sex up in the conversation and be very comfortable with the conversation, be very open, you can have a great dialogue about sex, which at an unconscious level can start to arouse her, even though on a conscious level she may be like, no, I don't want to talk about this. And of course, this is all about reading subtle energies, being able to play with those energies, and it's really about you being in your masculine energy and polarizing. Remember that ultimately it takes polarization. Polarization often, people chalk it off often to confidence, but actually, and this is the inappropriate or politically incorrect, it's actually more about dominance. Dominance is a better word than confidence, because somebody can be very confident in what they do, for instance, but still not be very dominant. I've met a lot of guys who are extremely confident at what they do. They're very confident at the sport they play. They're very confident at the business that they have. But do they dominate the room? Meaning, do they own the room? Are they a leader? Are they somebody that people are going to follow? And this becomes extremely attractive, or an attractive quality to women. So don't be afraid. Overall point, don't be afraid. Put yourself out there. You got to go for the things that you want, and then read the situation, and adjust with it as it goes. All right? The thing that's going to help you the most develop dominant qualities and masculine qualities more than any pickup line, more than any tip that I can give you, is semen retention. And the reason why is, as you learn to hold your semen for longer periods of time, you on a biological level become more masculine. And as you become more masculine, you naturally become more alpha, more dominant, more leaders. You go for the things you want. You let go of fear. You let go of political correctness, and you begin to dominate yourself in your life. And as you begin to control yourself, then naturally that dominance shows up in other areas in your life. So start with the free ejaculation control guide. You can get into that right away by clicking the link below. Register for the upcoming webinar, Sex Mastery 101, to dive deep into some of the sexual alchemy practices. Learning these practices and learning the art and science of semen retention will put you in positions of attraction both in and outside the bedroom. I'll see you on the next video.